Well, I have Caesar Keller with me, and Caesar from Simple Flame. And Caesar, we're talking about keyword research today. And I know that keyword research is a term that is thrown out a lot, and a lot of people are familiar with it in varying degrees. But for people who are brand new to this subject, tell us, what exactly is keyword research?
Sure. So a word that's thrown even more around than keyword research is search engine optimization.
Yes.
Right? Well, keyword research is a small part, a very important part of the overall being search engine optimized. And
Okay.
if you break it down, it's really the study of when people type in keywords and phrases into search engines, what results they produce, what statistics they produce.
Okay.
Are they optimized results, and do they give you traffic, or do they not give you traffic? So rather than guessing, and you think, well, I would logically think that this is what people are typing in, why don't you do the research and find out this is what actually is being typed into these search engines. Therefore, you understand the opportunities behind those particular statistics that are being thrown back at you.
So actually, part of the whole world of keyword research is starting out by not assuming that you know what the keyword should be.
If I had a nickel for every time someone said, I have a great idea, and all I have to do is build a website to sell product, and because everyone's typing this in, and I step in and say, okay, cool, how many people are typing that in? They're like, well, I don't know, millions and millions? And when you actually do the research, it might be 15 people. So it's just taking that extra step and going, I know for a fact rather than I think.
I have to admit, I have sometimes been very surprised at what I found doing my own keyword research. There have been times I've thought, you've got to be kidding me. It's either there are that many people using that term, and then there are that few people using that term.
It's usually opposite.
And they may be similar. So you scratch your head sometimes, like, go figure, I had no idea.
Right.
But, okay, so that's a little bit about what keyword research is, but why is it important to go through the trouble of doing keyword research?
So there's a variety of answers for that. I'll just cover the generic, the base ones that most professionals would agree with. And that's the first one is finding out how much competition is behind a particular set of keywords or phrases. If you're going to get into writing content and using some of these keywords because you know it's going to give you a little bit of boost, why not understand how difficult it's going to be for you to gain some ground to get some traffic?
Yes.
So that's one piece. The volume, I mean, we kind of made fun of it, but how much a keyword or phrase can actually yield is important to know rather than just assume. So just having that information is very helpful.
It would almost be similar to saying, all right, I want to have a fast food restaurant. And you better do your research and find out how many people are in a particular area that you're considering, and also consider how many other fast food restaurants are in that area. Because if you don't do your research and just assume that, oh yeah, tons of people would want to buy what I have, well, 8, 10, 12 months down the road, you might end up being pretty disappointed.
Well, it's once you have the details, now you have a piece of the puzzle, so you can actually put together a strategy that's going to help you. So just having the details really help. Another aspect that you can probably talk about is understanding what your competition's doing. The research gives you details, and you can actually go behind the scenes and go, oh, so that's what they're doing, and that's what they're using. And it doesn't give you a every single step of the equation or solution that's gaining them notoriety, but it gives you a pretty good idea of, okay, if my competition's doing this, then at least you have to consider, should you be doing it?
Right.
And more importantly, why shouldn't you follow suit? So having that set of information is good. Lastly, it's variations. I mean, a lot of kind of like you play on words, what you were saying. If you type in 2 words, this one and then this one, and that you think that's going to yield the traffic, right? And then you flip them like this. In some instances, you can yield twice as much traffic because you might be thinking a certain way, but the rest of the population is typing something else.
Yes, yes.
The last one is the trickiest part, and that is we as business owners think we know the most, but that's because we're too close to it. meaning we're experts in everything that we do. We know the exact terminology, we know the name of the tools, we know the software that we use, we know the brands, the materials. I mean, you just name it. You know all of that. So it's very easy for you to find information on search engines because you know it all. But what about people that don't know the pieces, the parts, the sizes, the weights, the brands? What are they going to type in? They're going to type in stuff that will just baffle you, and you have to work with that.
That makes a lot of sense. Cesar, thanks for sharing that with us today.
Thanks a lot.